Welcome back to Are You Dust? I'm A.A. Ron.
I'm Mr. Shroom.
Dude, we got a special guest here.
He's chomping at the fucking bit.
I'm not going to be left out like some others.
Son, would you like to tell the people who we have with us today?
We've got the famous Eddie Vedder.
Hey.
Beautiful. I love your work in Pearl Jam.
You know, I just do what I do.
That's awesome.
How did you come up with that song, What Jeremy Smoking?
I saw Jeremy smoking. It's pretty simple concept.
Oh, so you changed up the words a little bit from Jeremy Smoking to Jeremy Spoken? Okay.
So how you been, dude? It's been a hot minute.
Dude.
Long week.
It's been a long week. Can I let the listeners in on a little secret?
Please.
So, I'm sure you guys had no idea, but the first 3 episodes were actually recorded back to back to back. We're just like, I forget the word for people that like torturing others, but we just wanted you guys to wait like a week apiece. And we liked it so much, we're probably going to do it again.
Absolutely. Gives you a good backlog, so if any of us catch strep throat or COVID.
Or die.
Exactly. We still got stuff.
You're
for
still
weeks
going to
to
get
come.
at least
2 or 3 weeks of podcast.
one more episode.
Dude, I thought about that. Like, if I was to kick the bucket, you got to keep this going. So,
We'll just AI reincarnate your voice.
dude, that would be awesome. There's enough of it.
I was about to say, I think we've got enough audio.
Man.
If I can just get your passcode, we can probably keep it going for at least 10 more episodes. He's going to be dead in the casket, and I'm going to be holding up his phone to his face for, facial recognition.
Dude, yes.
That's some crazy ex-girlfriend.
The numbers, Mason.
There's enough for you to see new stuff for, the next 10 years. Every day.
You know what Aaron told me earlier?
Oh, gosh.
So he's 27, and he started recording his life when he was 5 years old.
That's going to be quite the documentary. You should go ahead and hit up Netflix. A couple million, I'll give you all of this.
Dude, I'm telling you.
What's that on math? That's like 22 out of your 27 years recorded.
So good.
Is that right? Either way,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fucking gnarly.
Dude, yes.
All right, so we're not going to starve you motherfuckers any much longer. We've got Eddie. I keep wanting to call him something else. Shocker, I know. Eddie's got a couple stories, I think, in the queue.
First we'll start PG. This is my favorite embarrassing story of Shroom.
Okay, and that's Eddie, folks.
I know.
I'm stoked.
So when we were children, we would ride our block. We live very, very close to each other in proximity of geographical location. And when we were little, we would go ride around the block on our bikes. It's just what we did. Almost at least a weekly occurrence, if not almost a daily. We would sometimes ride over to our friend's house who lived on the opposite end of the block. And this was a female individual, and she would meet us on a gator, a mule, not an animal, a 4x4.
Oh, she listens.
Does she?
Yeah, shout out to the friend he just mentioned.
She'll be a guest someday.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we're meeting her down there one day, and we get there, we ditch our bikes on the curb, we hop on the mule. It's two rows, 2-seater. 4-seater, and we're hopping there. We start to go, and then Shroom all of a sudden hits our friend with this yawn to a yarn around the female passenger,
And it worked.
Let me tell you, it did not. This female passenger is a very outspoken individual, and quickly let Shroom know that was not what was on the agenda for the day.
I don't remember this at all.
I mean, it was a very, small occurrence. Obviously, there's not much to that. But it's just funny because it's lived in my head forever. And it's
That's
just a funny
so good.
story of...
What year is this? Put us in the time frame.
2007?
Come
That
on now.
sounds about right. Is that the reason I drink?
Probably.
Because I've totally
Probably.
blocked that out.
Probably, yes. That's if you don't have traumatic flashbacks tonight, so I'm kind of disappointed.
Come on.
I'm probably going to have to call her and apologize. I'm just kidding. I don't apologize.
But that was just a funny story that I remember of us three, that you went in for the old clean, just yawn and stretch, and then she quickly said, "What are you doing?"
Man, wouldn't you pay for footage of that?
Oh God, I would.
No,
I would. I really would.
I'd pay to have that wiped from the internet.
Come on.
But we're about to put it on there.
Dude, yeah, it's so good.
Oh shit.
That's it for the PG stories. I've got one other that's not as PG.
All right.
The other story I have is you were it was one night you were throwing a party. I came over and you and a couple other friends the entire night chilled in the car.
I know this one.
The only thing I remember is walking by and hearing Kendrick Lamar's Backseat Freestyle playing.
Son.
And it seemed like every hour I'd walk by and like, yeah, y'all in there? They're jamming. They're like getting it, but like they stayed there the whole night. I don't know. It was also all dudes, I think. So like,
Come on, little
take
ski
that-
sesh.
Okay,
take that for what you
For
will.
some context, I had a little gathering that night, and one of my buddies brought some Coke over, and like, I don't know, it was like 10 o'clock, and you know, the house is full of people. And then, like, the next thing I know, it's like 2 a.m. and me, 3 other dudes have been freestyling in the car, doing Coke for like 4 hours, and everybody's starting to leave. I'm like, wait a second.
Coca-Cola?
Yes.
Dude, I think we've all found our way in a car just freestyling.
For hours on end.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I
it
still
happens.
do that with the fellas sometimes.
Should you clip in some audio from that?
From what?
From some of your freestyles.
Oh, I totally can. Check this out.
I mean, it's for the homosexuals out here, but
Yeah,
here you go.
I never wanted anybody to hear this, but since he wants it,
That's
check
what
it.
you get.
$50 in front of the Circle K. Thought about sucking the cock, but then he knew that he wasn't gay. Like Zach, he's so gay, it gives me a motherfucking heart attack. Then he hit my motherfucking vape. Do you think that I will get AIDS? I heard that Jack was black. Also heard that he was gay. I don't know if it's true, but it sure makes me afraid.
Dicks, and more dicks.
Oh.
Mr. Aaron, how do you come up with that?
I don't know. That was
Amazing.
that was a lot of reefer and I don't know, a lot of gayness. It sounds like to me,
I feel like that's just white people freestyling.
dude.
Eventually
It
it's gonna
does
turn
always
gay.
turn gay, doesn't it? Why is that,
I don't know. It's written in our DNA though, or something.
dude? It's pretty crazy because you just start you just start thinking of the words, and one thing rhymes with dude's ass.
And then the next thing you know, everything rhymes with dude's ass.
Exactly. Brutal. Well, I think we just freaking scared everybody off. But Shroom wanted to do a little like parental advisory
Oh yeah.
thing here.
I meant to do this at the start.
Oh, that's cool.
So fair warning to everybody out there. We got the big contest going, and Aaron, I'm gonna recap it for him.
Hit me.
$100 to the littlest dick, $100 to the biggest clit, and an extra 100 if the biggest clit is bigger than the smallest dick. Okay, I feel like I shouldn't have to say this. It's 2025. If you don't have common sense by now, you're just not gonna. This only applies to people of age, you wild motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is an 18 plus podcast. We understand some high schoolers are going to want to listen and jam, but you cannot enter the contest.
I do have another question while y'all are talking about the contest.
Yes.
You mentioned there's an extra $100 if the biggest clit is bigger than the smallest dick.
You
Absolutely.
about to cash in?
Who gets that $100? Is that split between the two of them?
I think it's just the lady.
I think it's just the lady, yeah.
Oh, so we're just giving it to her because she's got the biggest clit?
That is kind of fucked when you think about it.
I
We
want
didn't have
equality.
anybody here to set us straight last time.
I want my money for having the smallest dick. I mean,
You get 100.
But
they get the extra 100. That's
Yeah.
true. I guess we should split it.
y'all are doing
Should
some
we split it?
reparations here or something.
Okay.
Or they both
okay.
get 100. They both get an extra 100.
Are you throwing this extra 100 in?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to cash in, so no.
Right on.
All
We
right.
could do that, you know.
That's a valid point. So
That's cool.
$50 if the world's biggest clit is bigger than the world. This is a tongue twister.
It is.
If it's bigger than the world's smallest dick, 50 to each. 50 to each.
It's a team effort. That's fair.
So
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's beautiful.
yeah, I mean, make some friends, work with one another, and send some 18 and over pictures into areyoudust@gmail.com.
Please and thank you. Speaking of tongue twisters, dude, check this one out. Seems they found more chunk nuts and chippies in the chewy chocolate, so all the chewy chocolate chippy chunk nuts have to be called nutty chewy chunk chips. Say that one 5 times. That's crazy.
I don't even think I can say the first chippy chocolate chuckin'. What?
Seemed they found more chunk nuts and chippies in the chewy chocolate, so all the chewy chocolate chippy chunk nuts have to be called nutty chewy chunk chips.
Nutty chewy chunk chips.
Got it.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
Yeah.
Woodchuck.
Wood?
What's that one? How many zombies could Rob Zombie rob if Rob Zombie robbed zombies? That was fogged, but it's something like that.
Yes, yeah, that classic. I think that was a nursery rhyme going on.
Oh, yeah. My mother used to rock me to that one.
That explains a lot, Mr. Aaron. Dude, Rob Zombie. Have you ever gotten into Rob Zombie?
Dude, I've seen him a few times, actually. It's fantastic.
Really?
I love some zombies.
Good show?
Oh, man, amazing.
What's your favorite Rob Zombie song?
That's so brutal. But, I mean, fuck. There's a few options here. Dragula never gets old, but everybody would go, that's the hit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just awesome. But if we're going to go deep, like Feels So Numb, stuff like that is killer. If we want to go white zombie-ish, you know,
So numb.
you can
Hell
go
yeah.
Thunder Kiss, but that's, again, pretty popular.
What about a Living Dead Girl?
Oh, masterpiece.
Yes.
Just the way that's... Oh, who is this irresistible creature?
Yeah. What's
Oh.
the intro? What's the intro? Who is this something creature who has an irresistible love for the dead?
Living dead. That's so good.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, if he comes back through, you got to go see that. That is a show from freaking amazingness. It's like a freaking scary circus. But he comes out and he's
that.
like the ringleader.
Oh my goodness. Something's befouling the air.
Oh, man.
Eddie, what you got going on over there?
Nothing. Just some calming aromatherapies.
The hood came on. You look like a fucking
I didn't think
skis
about
ball. You're going through some bag that has vials in it.
Whoa.
No, I
You
just
got
needed
Magic
a lighter.
Man? If that's not a crackhead lighter, if I've ever seen one.
Dude, if we had some Magic Man out here, dude, I'd be like scaring everybody off.
Aren't you glad you got off that stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love the audio where you like Warncliffe's like, I'm so like sauced on the magic or whatever you call it. I'm so sauced like it's ruining my fucking
Oh,
life.
dude, the black magic.
And then like the next piece of audio, you're like, I'm so sauced out. It's great. I'm having a good time.
Dude, exactly. It was a great time, but man, it got too much. After 2 years, I would try to get off, and it was seriously like withdrawing from some craziness. I would start shaking, start throwing up every morning. Dude, I wouldn't show up for work because I had to go to Bisco to get more sauce to stop the shakes.
Yeah, you know what? I want to talk about that more because, like, I'm a fan of your stories from episode 1. Like,
Well, thank
episode
you.
1, I hear myself. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Shroom, get off the show.
Oh, those are some of my favorites.
So, like, you got fired for
Yes.
never being, like, on time to your routes, right?
Right,
Is
yeah.
that right? So, how did that conversation go?
Dude, it was actually pretty crazy because, I mean, to give you, we could go into some serious details here, but I won't do that to the other guy, my brother. We were all cracked out at the time, me, him, and Chubb Lee. But see, my brother and Chubb Lee, they could do it. See, here's how I put it. Me and this other guy, we'll call him Tall Skill. This guy, me and him, they could show up at the party, do it, have a good time, go home. Dude, we couldn't leave the party. Like, it just couldn't happen, so we had to take it with us.
Yeah.
And we just lived like that through 2017 to 2019. I'm talking, I quit December 31st going into New Year's of 2020. That was my last day because I had the worst trip of my life. Like, I got scared, freaked out in the back seat with these people.
Talk about it.
All right, so that was the ending. Did you want to hear that?
I want to hear
firing
all of it.
first.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, so the firing, while we're still heavy on the sauce, like, I just get a call one day and it's the boss man. He says, hey, man, and I'm cracked out in my bed, right? I think I'd called out or something. And,
And how many times was this calling out?
fuck, probably 30 or something.
Okay.
I don't even know. Dude,
This is like a classic head story right here. I'm here for it.
Dude, he calls me up early in the morning. I go, what's up, man? I'm thinking he's just going to tell me you're going to be going here, here, and here today. He goes, hey, Aaron, I just wanted to let you know you've done this, you've done that. You don't come back for 16 hours. You do this. Your sandblasting ain't that great either. And I'm like, right on. And he was like, so you have been terminated. And, dude, I go, what does that mean? And he goes, that means you're fired. And I said, he said, and we will be changing the locks. You are not allowed back on the property. I said, all right, man. And that was really that.
That was that.
So we'll fast forward on to my ending of the whole crack sauce, Magic Man, Black Magic, White Rhino, whatever you want to call it.
What's the
it's
wait,
DMT.
What's the time period in between you getting fired and you getting off? Because you said you got off.
So I got fired in probably August 2018.
So you had a few more months running with it.
I did, and a bunch of jobs in between.
Okay.
I must tell you. I worked at a vape shop that I got the addiction at the start. And then I started cracking out on the job, and he said, you can't do that. So they had cameras in there, and he had watched me, but I'd put it under the register, dude, and I would just go down and act like I was tying my shoe and crack out. But then I would go to the bathroom, dude, and I would lock the freaking vape shop down, and I would get cracked in the bathroom and freaking zone out, and it would be ages. There would be a line outside the door, and I would go, oh, sorry about that. I was sick. Yeah, I was sick. But anyway, it's New Year's going into 2020. And man, it's looking bright. 2020 was looking really bright, and then it just got fucked in the arsehole in March or whenever COVID struck. But anyway, having a good time, huge party at this fire. All of a sudden, I'm cracking out. We're smoking reefer. We're drinking. I get in this vehicle with a couple fellas, and I hit this sauce, man. And it was like I was falling off of like the Grand Canyon. I grabbed a hold of the shat handle in the car, and I'm just riding it, dude. I'm like, oh my God. And then I just got in my vehicle and I went home and I said, I'll never do that again. And I never did it again.
And that was that.
That was that. I couldn't believe it was over because I tried so many times before to get off of it and just couldn't do it.
I did get scared straight.
Dude, totally.
Bad trips are good for you.
Yeah.
See,
Totally.
I think this is a good segue. We could talk about some bad trip stuff. I know Eddie over here, he's had some concerns over recent trips.
Nightmare-esque trips. They're not nightmares themselves, but on two separate occasions, not all with different drugs, I have passed out. The first time was
Now, hang on. Passed out or seized up?
a little bit of both.
Just a little.
Whoa.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. I had my eyes closed. But no, yeah, it was passed out and kind of like seized a little bit. Luckily, both times I was with other people and like very close to them, so I had no issues with like getting taken care of in the immediate and in the like long term. However, yeah, the first time it was some kind of painkiller because I had a surgery that day. And then...
Why did your voice change right there?
Just deep breathing, it's a traumatic time, I had to deep breathe.
Calm yourself down. I already am.
And then, and we had smoked some marijuana, I believe. And then directly, like, as we were smoking, like, I got real lightheaded and then went to stand up and then knew that was not a good idea, sat back down and just kind of conked out where I was sitting. It was very quick. Both occasions are pretty much the same story, just in different locations of, like, came to, and then went right back down, essentially, right after that. When I came to, I knew, like, something was wrong. Something was not how it should be. And just felt my body was really flush. And then the second time, passed out again. And it was a little longer, but still only, like, seconds long. Like, 10 seconds, probably. And then the first time, we chalked it up that it was the meds and the surgery. And then the second time, we were like, all right, that's not supposed to happen. The second time was shrooms, but it was well after the trip. It was probably like 4 or 5 hours.
After you already came down.
Yeah, not after we came down, after we had taken them. So, like, still...
Oh, after the peak, then.
Yeah. Still, like, kind of feel something, but not really. And so we were, same story as the first one of, like, sequence of events. But yeah, still scary. Still not 100% sure what the issue was, but working to figure that one out. I still don't think it was it didn't feel like drugs having an effect. Not that I'm like well versed at all in that category. Just especially with it being two separate. Like one time was mushrooms, one time was painkillers. Like
You're just a fucked individual.
Yeah, maybe it's just like if you alter my being, like nope, you're out.
You want to put that down then?
No.
'Cause if you go down here, I'm pushing you in the pool. We're gonna get you out. I mean,
Yeah, just do the feet.
yeah.
Shock me awake.
The
Yeah.
cold water might be all right,
Oh, can I borrow?
yeah.
Thank you.
dude.
Two.
So like the passing out thing, I have gotten. Have you ever got that off like psychedelics?
Passing out?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay, so I've gotten that one time. I've witnessed it once. Okay, so I ate shrooms. I did an eighth, and I went over to a buddy's house. And at first it was pretty chill. It was just like maybe 5 of us there, and we're all smoking, and like it's a vibe. And then like a crowd shows up, right? And like I feel like most people for psychedelics, like smaller groups are better.
Oh, totally.
Especially like
when people show up, you just get that horrible feeling.
Right. You want to stick to like, especially you want to be around people that are tripping. You want the same wavelength you are. You want to be around like people you trust or whatever. And it wasn't even the case. Like I wasn't around any bad people. They were all good people there. It was just too many. And a blunt was getting passed around, and like I was with a friend who's no longer with us, so we can use his name, Dylan. Rest in peace. Rest in paradise, buddy.
Come on.
And so I turned to Dylan, and I'm like, hey, man, we got to go. And Dylan, like, I was with Dylan. He knew how to eat the shrooms. He's like, yeah, that's cool. Like, we'll go straight after this blunt. I'm like, all right. So, like, the blunt gets finished, and, like 30 seconds prior. Oh, my God. Hold on a second.
Sorry,
Time out.
dude.
Time out.
Like,
I think we have a pass out on our hands, folks.
Dude, we literally, right before we started this, we talked about how the guy last week was choking, and here I am.
$20 a gram.
Freaking losing it. Oh, dude, but first of all, that
Amateurs.
thing hits amazing. What is that on the end?
It's called a Ouija,
Come on.
but it's just like a little piece of.
Is that a filter?
Yeah, like it's.
Dude, it was awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and then it's
brilliant.
got like a little metal mesh in the middle there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
When I
You are
grabbed
the
it, I
most
was like,
cushiest
what is that?
motherfucker.
yeah.
No. We
Ain't no
used to
$20 grams around here.
We used to bend like shit. Like, okay, so you get rolling papers and you could tear little strips off, and we would fold them into I think we saw it in like a Wiz Khalifa video, but we'd fold them into little W's and put it in the end of a joint to make like a filter. You know what I mean? It definitely hits smoother.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
totally does.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but anyway, so we finished the blunt, right? And like we stand up to go, and I want to say now, being retrospective, I stood up too fast. And anytime, any normal person, like, they stand up too fast, you get, like, a head rush, right? You get a little lightheaded.
Little stars come out.
Yeah.
We
So,
ain't
like,
talking Matt Damon.
so I stand up, and, like, things had already started to get a little heavy up to this point. And so I'm up, and, like, everything starts turning red. And, like, again, being retrospective now, I think I just forgot to breathe. You know what I mean? I'm so focused on my surroundings. It's like, fuck breathing. That can sit on the back burner.
Yeah.
So everything starts turning red, and then it goes, like, black. And, like, the people that I was there with, they said, like, it's like, have you guys seen, like, the first Harry Potter movie?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sure have. But
Okay. Well, anyway,
2006
there's a part in it
as
where
well.
this dude gets like stunned, and like his hands go to his side, and he falls straight back. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like
The
you knock
classic.
over a bowling pin.
Yeah.
So I did that. I fall like straight back, no grace, no arms to get me, nothing. And they're all kind of laughing because they think I'm just being stupid. And like
You committed to that bit.
yeah, right. I'm trying
Yeah.
to sell this motherfucker.
I know.
And anyway, like I was like barely lucid through the whole thing, and my body does. I'm like seizing, right? Like my arms are doing this like uncontrollable twitch, and like my legs obviously are too. And like Dylan is like, "Come on, Shroom, get up." And my sister was there too, and she's like, "Come on, Shroom, get up." And like my legs went out, and I think like Dylan understood like this is some like shroom shit right here. Not Shroom the person, Shroom the shrooms.
Yeah.
And so like him and my sister like got me out to the car, but it was like 10 minutes before I could feel my legs again.
No.
But so that batch of shrooms, a person we probably all know, she did shrooms that night too and had the same experience. Like I think they were all like vibing in like a bedroom looking at like one of those like projector things on the ceilings, and she passed out and it freaked them all out.
What a vibe that is. When
Right.
you got that on the ceiling.
Right. Like,
That would also freak me out too, though.
What
I'm in
more
the
do
middle
you?
of a trip.
What more do you? What?
You said it freaked them out?
No.
Oh,
Like not the stars on the ceiling. Like her passing out.
Freaked them out?
Yes.
Yeah, that would freak me out
Oh,
too.
yeah,
If
obviously,
somebody,
obviously.
started passing out.
Well, see, okay, that's a good point. That segues me into my very last thing. And a guest to come on the show, Bonzo, if you're listening, you're going to be on the next few episodes. Yeah. So I'm with Bonzo and his brother, and his brother's driving, and we've all done shrooms, and we've all taken this, I'm going to use air quotes, but you guys can't see it, acid, right? Like whatever it is, and whatever it is pretty fucking weak. Like I think we did the acid first. And so we've done the acid, we've eaten some shrooms, we all probably had like a tenth, and we're smoking and drinking and whatever, and like his brother's driving us down the road, and like the music's cranked up, and all of a sudden Bonzo in his seat just goes back and like does the twitching shit, like the fucking pass out little bit of C's, and like his brother is fucking freaking out, like he's dead, and I'm like, he's not dead. He passed out. He's like, he has no pulse. Like, I'll never fucking forget that shit. And like he was so serious, he has no pulse, and I'm like, no. Put your fingers on his wrist. And he's like, he has a pulse. Like literally, those were the back-to-back statements. He has a pulse. When Bonzo came back too, he said, I became the music. Like that
right back into the trip?
He's like, I mean, again, I wanna like be like scientific here. I think he just forgot to breathe, just like I did when I stood up and was getting a little too overwhelmed with my surroundings. Like I think he was just so into the music, like he became the music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, go ahead, Aaron.
Dude, you asked a minute ago about that, and I was just thinking psychedelics. This is crazy. About that exact same thing happened to me, though. When we get Dingo on the show, we can get his point of view. Because he was there. So this bud of ours, Bradley, we were freaking, like, you were talking about psychedelics, but I was like, they happened to me on a reefer. So this supposed weed, this dude takes me out back and we smoke this blunt. All of a sudden, I start seizing out, like, out of nowhere. That's never happened to me ever. Not like a foaming at the mouth, type, but like a fucking, like you're just tweaking. They laid me out on this couch. There's a tons of people there.
This is just off weed?
Dude, I don't know what it was, to be honest, because that's not normal, right?
That was K2.
Dude, straight up. Some of that PCP. But it was so weird, and all of a sudden I woke up the next day, like, watching SpongeBob. His mother had put me on the couch. They somehow got me up the stairs. Do what?
Do you remember what episode?
What episode?
Yeah.
Oh, of SpongeBob? Yeah. I don't.
That is probably the best thing to come back to is
Dude,
SpongeBob.
facts.
Like,
it was amazing.
Nice homely place.
Dude, exactly.
There's something about, I mean, you were just smoking weed, but there's something about, like, clearly this was a more than just weed experience, right? So,
yeah.
like, there's something about, like, tripping and, like, and accidentally and, like, cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I
Absolutely.
swear to God, like, coming
Especially
off of,
classics.
yeah, especially classics. Like, coming off of, like, acid or something, like, especially if you've just had a tough time, it's like the greatest feeling when it's wearing off, right?
Still,
like,
yeah.
And you're starting to fucking become coherent again.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, like somehow coming off of, like, a bad trip or just psychedelics in general, and, like, Saturday morning cartoons go, like, hand in hand.
Oh, it's so good.
Maybe because it's about that time you're coming off of them,
Yeah.
Like, an 8's going to keep you up until, like, 4 a.m. You're still fucking over, like, playing what you did in your head for the next 2 hours. And then, like, all of a sudden, fucking, like, the Roadrunner's going across your TV screen.
Dude, absolutely. Dude, can I tell you a good come down story? Like,
You could tell me a good come on story, but yeah, either way.
I have a few, but fucking, dude. Sorry, folks, I'm burnt. But dude, So this is really kind of a bummer. So our bud, like the Gan and the Cannon, we've talked about him in the past. We're tripping sack one night at his house, and it was just this big ordeal. A bunch happened that night. So about 7:30 in the morning, I start heading on home, and I'm still, you're feeling good. And freaking Love Bites by Def Leppard is on, dude. I'm in my Camaro heading through Low Keast and fucking it's feeling good. I get home, dude, I wake up from that sleep after a trip, dude, like you've been going for probably like 10 hours or so, whatever it is. And man, you finally hit that pillow. You sleep for ages. So I woke up that afternoon, well, probably about 2 or 3. And dude, like I drive my Camaro I'm heading like to work, I guess. And dude, I was freaking hit. My dude ran a red light on me and just ruined me. And I had no idea that beautiful come down was going to be the rest in peace to my favorite vehicle.
That's
a
sad story.
It is sad, but man, what a story. But you want to hear what's awesome? It happened right there I can't give the location, but we'll beep it. But fucking right there at freaking Food Lion and dude, yes. So they had the footage. This chick I knew worked there, and she was like, "We just watched that. Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Can I get that footage?
I did, dude, and they said we can't give you that footage unless a police officer asked. I went and got a police officer to do it for me. Dude, I have that whole day on DVD. I actually have the DVD, and I have the footage I can play for you, like in our Patreon in the future. You can pay a little bit of cash and see me get freaking ruined, dude.
You don't want to upload that 24-hour clip to YouTube?
Dude, we might have to do that. And just put like a Roadrunner cartoon noise on the hit.
Aaron's DVD, like the title screen is just Def Leppard Love Bites over and over again, like 15 seconds.
Exactly. Dude, when I put the video on my Instagram back then, I put "In the Arms of an Angel." And it was freaking, people were tweaking. They were like, "Dude, I'm so sorry, but God, that's funny." I was like, right on, dude. That's what I was going for.
Shroom, you mentioned a minute ago, like animated things going along with psychedelics.
Yeah, hand in hand.
I've got a friend group that every time we trip, we watch a Studio Ghibli film. Which
you
is
were
like
telling me about that shit.
Yeah. It's a Japanese animation studio, but they're like highly renowned. And they've got a line of films that
you're good.
That it's animated, but they have like usually minimal to no words and super like animated. Like not just like animated, but like the colors were big, the explosions were big. Extremely good to watch while tripping. Highly recommended.
Beautiful. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, like give it they've got like, I don't know, 14, 15, 20, I don't know, something films, but like I think they're about to come out with their last one. So it's a big one.
Best place to watch it.
Tripping.
No, I mean like
the platform. Tripping.
Jesus, right on.
I think Hulu.
No more weed.
Oh, come on.
No more weed.
This is bullshit.
This is Shroom, and I'm making a new rule on the Are You Dust podcast. No weed. If you want to change that, send us an email to areyoudust@gmail.com.
Yeah. I do.
What was that email again?
No.
Oh man, I do feel worthless like when I get this tweaked out, you know. And there you have it, folks. I guess I need to spice things up. Do you guys want to hear about the time I got to meet a drunk George Lopez?
Yes.
Yeah, tell us about that fucking liberal.
So, dude, I'm telling you, what happened there? He was so cool when I was growing up watching the George Lopez on the Nickelodeon.
I don't want to get into politics, but like, dude,
yeah,
if your politics are politics, like, why can't you just have those and then like just do your shit? You
I'm
know
telling
what I mean?
you.
All right, George Lopez.
Straight up. Dude, yeah, so I'm on the Kiss cruise, and out of nowhere, this guy's up on the stage, and they're like, "Thanks for George Lopez for introducing that." I'm like, what? Why is he here? But he just went as a fan, you know? And people are like surrounding him, like, "Let me get a picture." And so I head over, and he's cool. That was the first day. So like on day 4 at the end, all of a sudden they had this cigar bar, and we went in there, and dude, Kiss's old security guard from the 70s was in there just telling stories. It's just cool. I'm a nerd for that. So I was just like, oh man, this is awesome. So anyway, outside is a Led Zeppelin tribute band performing, and we're just sitting in there smoking these great cigars, dude. Just they're getting you burnt, dude. My uncle, dude, he like smoked this Cuban or something when we were in where the fuck were we? I don't know what it was, to be honest with you. We were in New Orleans, and he smoked this thing. Dude, he was hugging the bowl, blowing lunch, like, later on. He was spinning, man. It was crazy, but it was really good. Anyway, we're in that cigar bar, and we walk out, the Zeppelin tribute band's done, and George Lopez is at the bar, dude, just absolutely ruined out of his mind. And I'm like, whoa. And he looks at me, and he goes, hey, you were awesome tonight. And I was like, what? And he was like, dude, that was amazing. You sounded just like him. I was like, he thought I was the singer of the...
Please tell me you said thank you.
I said that wasn't me, but he wouldn't let it go. So eventually I'm just like, thank you very much.
There you go.
And like, dude, I was like, can I get a picture with you? And he's like, yeah. You have to see the first picture of the first day with me. And then the last, dude, he is sloshed, eyes completely Asiafied. and dude, Adam, oh man, he was just awesome. He was really cool. Like, I've heard a lot of people had bad experiences with him, but mine was awesome.
Because he was sloshed the whole time.
Oh, man, ruined. Just at the bar by himself.
Alcohol really brings out the best in us.
It does. You got to see him on the Q&A. If y'all go to YouTube, you can look up George Lopez getting kicked off the Kiss cruise. Man, he went up on the Q&A, and Kiss is on the stage doing this question and answer, and this dude, he was so drunk, just screaming out nonsense, and he got escorted off by the police.
Flashback.
It's for the people, George.
How they felt when they realized they were members of KISS.
Doc's leaving.
Hi, Tommy.
George, which time for me?
Doc's leaving. He's going to jump over the ship. He's going right overboard.
No, Doc's going to get a noose.
End of flashback.
It was awesome, dude. A great trip. Got to get my brother and uncle on here one day to talk about it.
Yeah, I want to hear more about your uncle blowing lines.
Oh, man, no lines, blowing lunch.
Oh. Oh, this story is not as great as I thought it was.
Yeah, dude, the cigar, like, he had him spinning like he had been drinking.
So tell me, what, like, a Cuban cigar, that's supposed to have, like, a special ingredient in it, right? That's, like, what I've always
I don't
heard.
know what it is either, but I smoked one, and I have a little piece of it left, and it is just crumbling into little...
Wait,
into
it's
little
from, like, this
pieces.
time period?
Yes, sir, it is.
So how old does that make it?
2017. November.
So what are you holding on to that cigar for? Are you going to bong it one day?
No,
Like, what's up?
no, it's for memories.
Okay. If you want to see me inject Ron with an old Cuban cigar from 2017, send us an email to rudust@gmail.com.
Dude, I will crumble up some pieces and put it in a bong and light it up. That'll kill, but I'll
literally.
do it. I'm telling you. What if I seized out in your driveway?
That would make for the best episode yet.
It would. Aaron seizes on Cuban clippings. Oh,
You might want to rephrase that last bit of
I'm
the
gonna
title.
film it.
come on. Dude, please. We got to have that on there.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Dude, okay. So, like, we were talking about the season shit earlier, and specifically your story about, like, you know, you smoked the blunt and, like, it fucked you up good, right?
Yeah.
Do you boys remember the first time you got high?
Absolutely.
Because I do too. I'm going to let the
We
guests
actually
go
talked
first.
about mine once on here.
Did we?
On the first episode with those fellas, and you were like, how old were you? I said it was 2011. I was 13, turning 14 the next week. It's on the first. Go check it out. It's a
I
good one.
totally remember what you're talking about. Yes, episode 1. That was beautiful.
Dude, come on.
All right, Eddie, you remember yours? I mean, I remember the first time you smoked. You just didn't get high.
Yeah, the first time I actually got high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be with a friend in his apartment and smoked out of I think we were smoking out of just a spoon, like a bowl. And we smoked, didn't feel a thing. We sat there for 15, 20, 30 minutes. I'm not sure. I was probably high, but I didn't know it or didn't feel a change. And so then he's like, yo, you want to smoke again? Sure. Why not? And smoke again, and instantly, like, hits my head. And so I go sit on the couch, and, like, initially I'm in, like, the leaning forward, like, heavy gaming stance.
Yeah.
And then slowly, like, my mind is just going, and I'm just like, this is very uncomfortable. So by the end of it, I just, like, slink down in the couch and just go to sleep. And I told myself, like, hey, you just go to sleep. It'll all be good. And I rolled back, went to sleep, and didn't wake up till the next morning.
Beautiful.
Didn't feel anything like weird the next morning.
No, fuck that. Don't make him feel good. What was the second time you got high?
The second time was good. Like, it was off edibles though, but the second time was good. It was just like a normal high.
You were just high.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first time I got high, like, I had the same kind of thing. You know, I smoked the first time. It didn't really do anything. And then the second time, I was at the cruising in, what were we calling it? Like, Ickenbera. Right. Right. And,
Dude, the best.
Yeah.
Those were great.
And, like, there was, like, me and, like, 3 others who had that kind of same thing. We smoked and didn't really feel it. And then, like, a fellow we knew, like, he had a, you boys remember Sneakatoaks?
No, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
What is
yes.
this?
Yes. Okay. Like a sneak attack. It's like a one hitter basically. Yeah. It's like all the ones that I ever saw was like a closed off one hitter.
Come on.
So yeah,
I've heard of a one hitter.
Yeah, I mean virtually the same
yeah.
thing. Right. Okay.
Right
yeah. For all intent and purposes, same thing. So yeah, sneak attack, and like. And that's totally not relevant. It's just like, you know, the first time you get high, it's such like a magical thing, you know,
yeah,
like
absolutely.
experiencing that shit for the first time. So I remember every fucking detail. And like, you know, so we walk away from the cruise and into the woods. We're probably in somebody's front yard. And like, we pass the sneak-a-toke around. And it's just like Reggie. And all of a sudden, I am fucked. And like, the next thing I know, I'm in this parking lot. And like, I am there for like, I mean, I could have been there for 1,000 years. You know what I mean? In reality, it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, like I saw people like changing colors. I was looking at a buddy and like his 2 front teeth got real big. And like, to this day, I don't know if I was just like stoned out of my gourd or like the weed was laced, you know, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
But, it's just magical shit. Like I got home and I had to talk to my mom. And, like, somehow I get through that, and I end up taking a shower, and, like, my eyes are shut in the shower, and, like, I feel like I'm in the back of a truck bed going down the road, getting hit by rain, and it is just wonderful.
That sounds magical.
Like, you know, those first few times, you still wake up high the next day.
Dude, absolutely.
Like, if I could just have that moment again.
Like Cher said, if I could turn back time. Is that what you were going for?
Not at all. Not at all. Not even remotely close.
Well, that is...
Chasing the dragon.
Dude, the first time with weed, and then there's like the first time with painkillers, and there's like the first time on a psychedelic.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first time doing a psychedelic besides Magic Man?
Yeah, it was actually... I was older then. I was 22, and it was 2020 as well. So at our buddy Gannon the Cannon's house, he was like, you want to do acid? And see, I was always like... I'm not doing anything hardcore. Like, I'm not trying to die. I just want to have fun.
So
like,
you don't want to do this line of meth with me?
No.
Okay.
So I just wanted like fun stuff, and like the DMT like got me like really good. And but anyway, he talked me into it because this dude, he seemed really level-headed, and he showed me what it was. And when I saw it up close, I was like, wait, this little piece of paper can do that? And I was like, yeah, I'll do one. What the fuck? And dude, man, we just had so many beautiful moments on it.
It's like that first time you're tripping, like the first time you smoke weed, it's like you learn to ride a bike, right?
Yeah.
And it's like the first time you take a psychedelic and it's like you're vibing with it, it's like you learn to fly a rocket ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a total jump. There's no car in between. It's like a bicycle and a rocket ship. It's just
dude.
boom.
There's this video I want to play so that this other guy, his name, well, I don't know if he'd want it or not. We'll just call him Jay. So this guy, dude, he has a video of me my first time. Now picture this. I'm wearing a tie-dye shirt with, you remember those Walmart smiley face stickers they'd give you as a kid?
Of course.
Dude, so it's got that on it, but with like a melting face kind of.
I have the same shirt upstairs.
Oh, beautiful. Dude, so I'm wearing it. I'm tweaking for the first time. Well, I say that, folks, but that's just what I call tripping.
Doesn't it say, like, have a good trip on it or something?
Dude, exactly. Dude, I have that's the shirt. And all of a sudden, I look at his dresser drawer, and it has the old Walmart sticker on there from back in the day, man, and I lost my mind. I was laughing so hard I fell to my knees. I'm crying. It's all on video too.
Flashback.
That is the old Walmart shit. When they stopped doing that?
They stopped doing that shit.
I just realized. Alright, that's it, dude.
What'd you realize?
I need to go home.
No, bro.
I'm about right.
End of flashback.
That was my experience. It's just like endless laughter.
Dude, yes.
I
You're
was-
like in pain.
I was there for your first time.
You were present, and was that not endless laughter?
Like, endless laughter. This motherfucker, like, it's like walking, which I totally understand.
Yeah, that was
Like,
also one of my favorite parts. Is the Gumby walking.
It's like
So
somebody had given you like 12 beers, 12 shots to drink, and you
Some
did them
helium.
all like one after the other. And I mean, like the man's doing his arms out like side to side, and like just.
That was a good time.
Yeah, you had a good time that night, didn't you?
Just laying in the street.
Yeah.
Laying in the street.
So we're like
that
laying
sounds
in the
great.
street, you know, and Eddie doesn't live very far from me. So like me, Eddie, and his wife are all just laying in the street. And like, again, this was both of their first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're laying in the street, and like we live on like a kind of a quiet road, and all of a sudden like I hear a car. I'm like, hey y'all, I think a car's coming. And they're like, nah, that's the road beside us. And I'm like, okay. And like a second later, I hear the car again. I'm like, I think a car's coming. And then we see fucking headlights. And like, it's just one of those shroom things. Like, I've never seen people move so quick and sprint. And I'm doing this fucking like,
Scooby-Doo run.
yeah,
Folks,
yeah, literally.
I wish you could see the visual that he just gave us. It was awesome.
I remember running too deep into your yard, and you're like, that set the alarm off, you dumb motherfucker. Sorry.
Dude, when we get Mr. Skin on here, we have to get into this one story about Peanut Butter Man, and more of that on the next episode.
Was there a dog involved?
There was not.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, you know what I mean? It should have been, but this is a man.
A man.
Yeah, we'll get into
Sounds
that.
even more dodgy.
Oh, dude, it's horrible. It's worse than you could ever imagine. But man, it brought us endless laughter.
Mr. Aaron, I think you're going to have to go into the woods here in a minute and find Mr. Skin.
Dude, gotta go. Find him.
So we're going to wrap up, as we always do, with some music talk and Shrooms Talk Show.
I can't believe it's already came to an end.
I mean, it seems like we just got started.
It really does. Time flies when you're baked.
I'll tell you what, Eddie back there, you want to just walk into the woods and we'll pull you out in a week?
Wait, I want to give my music selection first.
Oh,
We're getting to that,
abs-
motherfucker.
All right.
Know your place. Sorry. Go ahead.
Whoa.
Kick us off with your music
This
selection.
is how you treat your guests. Mine
Every
would
one of
be Buckcherry, Crazy Bitch.
Beautiful.
Get out of the car.
Yes, I would.
That's
I would
awesome.
love to.
Why? Why is that your choice?
Like, can you not just get like in a good mood to that?
Dude,
Or yeah, that's what
it's
I want to
so
hear.
good.
Like, what's got your mind on Buckcherry?
Oh, just like different music. Because I've been switched to podcast for a while. Podcast got old, and then so came back to music to fill the time. And there's nothing. Everything seems old. So that like genre right there was fresh,
That's delicious.
and that's how we got to it.
Dude, I got to meet Buckcherry once.
What?
I did at freaking the neighborhood theater in 2016. They were awesome, dude, but I feel like Josh Todd, the singer, I feel like he was absolutely ruined. But dude, I had an old podcast back in 2012 to 2016 called WBOM The Bomb. I was Arrow the Pharaoh. But anyway, dude, like we asked him to do a plug for us, dude, and he was like, he effed up the name, but it's still cool. He was like, hey, this is Josh Todd. Check out our new record, Rock and Roll. I could actually post it in here.
I think you should plug it.
Dude, so I'll throw that in there. It's freaking awesome. Should I do the whole unedited so you hear us just say,
Absolutely.
right on.
Yeah,
I'll give you the
raw.
full pull. I got some great ones of those, dude. Like Vinnie Paul from Pantera, rest in peace.
Yes.
Got him to do it, dude. He was sloshed out of his mind after a show, and he was like, WOMB the bomb. And we're like, and I was like, right on, dude, perfect. And he's like, WOMB the bomb, and then he does it again and gets it right.
WBOM, the bomb. You can ad libs. Hey, this is fucking Josh Todd.
What's up? This is Josh Todd from Buckcherry. Check out our new record, Rock and Roll. And check us out on WBOMB.com, The Bomb.
WOMB, The Bomb.
WBOM.
WBOM. You sure? Hey, this is Vinnie Paul from Hell Yeah, and you're listening to WOMB, The Bomb. Come on. Did I do that right?
WBOM. You
All right,
got
one more.
OB.
WBOM?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Vinnie Paul from Hell Yeah, and you're kicking ass right here on WOMB, The Bomb. Is that
That's
it?
work. That'll find.
Hey, this is Vinnie Paul from Hell Yeah, and you're kicking ass right here on WBOM, The fucking Bomb. Come on.
Anywho's'em.
It's fucking beautiful. All right, what you got on your music taste this week?
Dude, I gotta tell you, this week has been so much of the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, yeah?
Dude, I'm so deep into it. Like, have you listened to their album from 2020? I forget the title of it.
I don't know any of their new
I was
stuff.
about to say I didn't know there was.
Dude, it's
Smashing Pumpkins.
Man, there's this song called The Color of Love. You got to check that out, dude. That'll take you for a spin. I want to play it right now. It's so good because I feel like we're in the right mindset for it.
Just sing it.
You can't do that dude's voice because it's so unique
It
and
is.
weird.
It is a unique voice.
It's like, and the color of your love is gray. But with the music, dude, it's so trippy. You're just like, whoa. And then also Mayonnaise, the classic. That one's just been getting me fucked lately. Very good.
I don't know if I know that one.
Dude, we'll have to spin you on that one. You got to hear the guitars in this with the freaking melody of the singing. It rips me a new one.
All right.
I've heard it before, but it hit me different this week because I've just been going back and going like first album, second album, third. That's brilliant. I've seen the Pumpkins twice. We'll talk about that with Mr. Skin as well. He was with me on one.
Mr. Skin, somewhere
Dude.
out there.
He is actually in the woods, folks, but he's like a wild deer. You never know which tree he might be upon.
Hey, Aaron, put your crossbow down.
I could never.
All right, folks. My music choice is we're going to go with KennyHoopla, specifically Plastic Doors.
Whoa.
/ You know anything about KennyHoopla?
I've never heard any word you just said.
It's all made up. It's all made up.
Dude, absolutely. I thought that was SpongeBob.
Put me up to your Siri or Alexa device and say play, and then just let me talk. And
What was it again?
KennyHoopla.
Whoa.
Song is Plastic Door.
What's the vibe?
With 2 backslashes.
Yeah, sing it for us.
Hello, sir. You left your door unlocked. Is this a terror?
That sounds pretty good.
It's a fucking vibe, man. I can't tell you. I've probably listened to it in the shower maybe 1,000,000 times.
Dude, does music not hit different in the shower?
1,000%.
What is up with that?
1,000%. I'm gonna get surround
I'm
sound for
a
my fucking
YouTuber.
shower.
I'm a YouTuber in the shower.
Right on.
I pay for YouTube Premium, and I'm getting my premiums work.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
I hope people listen to us in the shower.
and right back to our contest. Littlest dicks, biggest clits. Send them on in.
18 plus.
RUDust@gmail.com. And finally, folks, next week on Shrooms Talk Show, why does beer taste better on draft? Are trees the lungs of the earth? And why is Eddie gay? All this and more next time on Shrooms Talk Show.
Come on.
Boys?
It has been a blast. It's been outstanding. Is there anything you would like to end us with, Edward?
Edward? Don't you call him by his Christ-given name.
Nah, that'll do it.
Right on. I'm with him on that one.
I think we might fish Edward back for, one more out of the woods.
Dude, we absolutely have to. Once we find Mr. Skin, that's gonna be a good one.
Boys, girls, members of the Dust Nation, we'll see you next time on RU Dust.
Yeah.